everybody, this is Angie from Canterbury Trails Farm, and I am making a quick video on how to make insomnia tea, or sleepy tea as we call it. I'm not going to appear on camera today because I have been painting outside at a triple-digit heat. Came in, took a shower. I have oil-based paint sort of like all over, even though I keep scrubbing myself with mineral spirits. I keep fine. The insomnia tea takes 5 different ingredients. A lot of these you can grow very easily at home, just peppermint, and this is going to be mostly for flavoring. I've got chamomile, which has sedative properties, and you're all familiar with chamomile tea. It helps you relax. I've got linden leaf, also has sedative properties, helps for anxiety, helps you go to sleep. I've got skullcap, same thing, sedative, makes you go to sleep. And valerian root, which really makes you go to sleep. And this stinks really bad. I think I've done some other video, I also talked about how it smells like an old gym sock. So when you make your tea, you'll probably want some sort of imperial candies, like little red hot candies. Those are really good to just keep. You can buy them by the pound. Rocks candy online on Amazon, wherever. Hippy Dippy Treats probably carries them. It's a great candy store out of Virginia. So get yourself some of those imperial red hot candies. Keep them in a little, I keep them in this. It was a limited edition, a coffee creamer came in it, and I snatched it up, not because I necessarily wanted the coffee creamer, but I used it, but it was because I wanted this glass container, and I've been known to buy things based on the container, so I can use the container for the next 25 years. But I really suggest having some red hot candies if you're going to make any kind of herbal tea to mask the flavor so you'll drink your medicine, so to speak. Before I get started, there's a couple places people always ask, where can I buy these herbs if I don't want to grow my own? I find different places on Etsy and eBay and even Amazon now. There's Sensible Crafts with it's S-C-E-N-T, like scent, like you smell. Sensible Crafts, and Petals and Herbs Botanicals. I think both of these might have been eBay. I'm not sure, but go ahead and check out there. Just the only thing if you're any doubt, just ask the seller. You know, is it organic? Do you not use any kind of pesticide? And are they wild sourced? If they're wild sourced, there's a little bit of an unknown there. You don't know where they sourced it and foraged it for them. But if they're growing it themselves, I have found most herb sellers are very honest people, and they only want to provide the best herbs to you because they believe in herbal remedies. And chamomile is really easy to grow, actually. You can grow that just in a windowsill too. And you just cut the flowers and dry them. So you're also going to need, later on, we're going to do these iron. They're heat sensitive. Fill your own tea bags. I buy mine from Monterey Bay Spice Company. These are teapot sized, and they were on sale one time, and I couldn't pass them up instead of the cup size, so I cut them all in half, and you'll see that when we're putting them together. Form, I would suggest buying the individual tea bag size. You'll need some of those, or you can just mix it up and put it in a mason jar with an airtight lid, and you can use reusable tea bag. I make mine out of muslin. I have a whole video on how to make them. They're just essentially a little drawstring bag, and you can reuse these and just wash them. Those are real handy too. So most of these things don't need ground up with a mortar and pestle, except for the valerian root, because it's really, depending on your cellar, they might not be as finely ground, so it might be more in like chunks. So you want to beat those up a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to be making enough to yield about 15 bags with 2 teaspoons each in it. So out of these 5 ingredients, I'm going to be putting 2 tablespoons each into this big bowl. If you are making a single dose for you're going to want a half a teaspoon of all of them. So each of the 5, you want a half a teaspoon. And you can mix that up in a small bowl, and then you can put it directly into a cup of 8 ounces of boiling water, or you can put it in a reusable tea bag, or you can make the heat sensitive ones that we're going to be doing today. However you want to do it. But so if you're making an individual serving and you don't have tea bags, you want to put it in a jar. For an individual, that's a half teaspoon each. but we're going to be making a bigger percentage, and I'm going to be putting 2 tablespoons each into this. Oh, it smells so good. I love opening the peppermint into a big bowl. And I do generous tablespoons, so that's where the approximately 15 comes here. Now, in storing my herbs, some people always ask how I do that. I use these food grade moisture packets, and I keep those in my, after I dry my herbs and cut them up, then I put them in the jars with those. And this keeps any kind of moisture. So I'm going to put the 2 tablespoons of the valerian root. So you can use, if you wanted to, you could use a spice grinder. I have one, but I'm not doing this super fine. I'm just crunching some of the bigger pieces up. It's not as small as I'd like it, but it'll be good. Okay, so when you get it all in there, I'm going to mix it all up. If you have any kind of allergies to like the daisy family, or you know that you lots of time have flower kind of allergies, I would just leave the chamomile out. You're not going to have that much of a diminished effect with just taking one ingredient out. So the chamomile is probably the weaker. It's the valerian that is the strongest that we're putting in here. I know my husband has a lot of allergies, and so whenever I make something, I usually make it in 2 versions so he can test it. And if the flour one bothers him, then I just mark that flowers and he uses the other one. But usually he's okay. But it's always good to test it out. Okay, alright, these look a little ship-shod because, like I said, I cut them in half. So I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of ingredients in each one. This will not leave you feeling like that like hangover, sort of groggy feeling like you can't come to, you know, afterward. Like that over-the-counter liquid medicines like that will do to you. So this helps you go to sleep. It has different effects, different people. For me, it knocks me out. For my son and my husband, it just sort of takes the edge off and makes them drowsy so they can drift off to sleep. So you'll have to see what it does for you. It affects people differently. Because all of these have sedative properties, treat them just like you would any kind of other medicine that has sedative properties, because you don't want to use machinery, you don't want to drive. These are best to just take at night, or if you know you have the ability to lay down and take an extended nap. So it's always best when you're taking herbs, if you have any kind of other prescription medicine, always check with your doctor first, because you never know when a certain herb will interfere with certain medications, especially blood thinners and heart medications are the big ones that things interact with. But if you're on no prescription drugs, then you should have no problems. You won't have 2 sides like I do. It's going to be a bag if you go ahead and buy the regular ones. Because I cut these, I've got 2 sides I need to do. But you just want to shake it away as much as you can from the iron. I just have this little, because I'm a seamstress, so I have this little like arm, just sleeve ironing board. But you could just use a towel, or you can use your regular ironing board. It's a little bit trickier when you got these sort of makeshift ones like I'm dealing with. But like I said, the regular ones, all you have is a straight seam across the top. You can even use a curling iron. Just set it on your iron, you just put it on cotton, the highest setting. And just do like that. You seal it, and you'll know it's sealed because it will be sealed. It's also good for anxiety. I have a separate anxiety tea that I'm going to put a video up eventually. It's a little stronger. Any kind of herb with a sedative property is going to help with anxiety. So this is good for insomnia. To mix it with 8 ounces of boiling water. It will make you sleepy. I would say most people don't need more than 1 bag at night before they go to bed. If for some reason you woke up, I'd say do no more than 2 bags in a 12-hour period is what I would say. Those are the little tea bags for insomnia. I hope this helps you. Don't use that NyQuil and that nasty stuff. Try this out. It's natural. See how it does for you. Like I said, if you're on any kind of prescription drugs, run these 5 ingredients by your doctor first before you attempt. And do that with any kind of herbal tea. Even chamomile that you buy at the grocery store. Make sure if you're on any kind of prescription drugs, talk to your doctor, because you never know when something's going to interfere with the drug that you obviously are on for a very important reason. So this has been Angie from Canterbury Trails Farm. We will catch you later. Bye.